Legend Total War here, and today we've got a raiding your Doomstack video covering a dwarf Trollhammer torpedo Doomstack. Now we've covered a reasonably different Trollhammer torpedo stack in the past, but that was quite a few patches ago, and that was when the Master Engineers used to be able to stack on range bonuses, and I think the range on the Trollhammers were something like 145. Now range makes a huge difference in this case. Now, this situation is a little bit different in that instead of going range, we have ammunition. Thanks to the Thanes providing 50% extra base ammunition, they've got 67 shots here with 4 Thanes. We've also got 3 of these flame cannons, and we're going up against the Warriors of Chaos. There's 4 armies here. Honestly, based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think this is a good matchup. That being said, I don't think this is going to be particularly good against any particular race. My biggest concern is that this doesn't have enough crowd control. Anyway, let's jump into the battle. I'll give it a fair chance, but I've got some serious concerns about this army. It does have a lot of firepower. I think in a siege, it would be really good. Maybe against one army, it would be fine. But against 4 armies of chaos, or 4 armies of anything, I think the biggest problem that we're going to have here is crowd control. Alright, so based on what he said in the email, we need to corner camp. That's how it's designed. Just a matter of whether it be here or here. Or there. But I have to move over there. They should take a defensive position over here. I don't know. We'll see. Hang on. Let's just move these guys over here for now. We've got Iron Warden tankards on all of these guys. Whoops. Missed one. But I'm pretty sure they're going to take a defensive position. Don't worry about that. Yeah, they're taking a defensive position. Because they've actually got artillery range superiority. I think we can actually move over to that corner. Because these other 2 corners here, they're actually on the low ground. That's not particularly good. Yeah, then they're taking a defensive position. Right, let them get over there, and then we'll move over here. Now, there are 7 hell cannons that need to be dealt with. So somebody's got to go tank its ammo. Because that's something that we can't really deal with. So yeah, there are a lot of concerns about this being like a good Doomstack in that I think there's a lot of races that'll just dump all over this because it doesn't have much crowd control. And Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedoes are anti-large, right? Which is good and everything, but I just don't think spamming this many of them in an army is a good idea. I like Iron Drakes, don't get me wrong. I think you should put an Iron Drake in your army if you can get a chance. But I just don't feel like spamming them makes a good Doomstack. There's some units out there that are strong that you just shouldn't spam because they're a support unit. Lots of damage dealing, but if they get caught in melee or even in a skirmish, they're just not that good. See, because they just don't have the range to be able to compete with a lot of other archers or artillery. Like if we went up against an Empire army here that had Hellstorm rocket batteries, we're doomed. If we went up against Skaven and they used Menace Belows or Stalking units or Rattling guns or Plague Claw catapults, we're doomed. This would be horrible against Skaven. I wouldn't bring this against Skaven any day. Hang on, let's start moving over here. Problem with this though is that enemy reinforcements will come from fairly close by. Maybe I shouldn't come over here actually. Yeah, it's better if we're further away from enemy reinforcements. Even if it is better terrain over there. Because reinforcements will come from here and there. Because it's way better if they take longer to get here. But you know, if you're going up against just one enemy and you can dish out the damage fast enough, then maybe it's okay. Maybe. I think we'll need to checkerboard as much as possible here. And try to keep the formation as tight as humanly possible. Problem is, if I do something like this, it's going to obstruct a lot of our shots. Which is a big problem. I really don't know how this is going to perform like this. I don't like that. It's too tight. We gotta spread out a little bit. They're just going to be obstructed and not shoot. Okay. Alright, we can start wasting the ammo now and just figure something out in a minute. So yeah, loads of Iron Warden tankards will help with regen for sure. So we start off damage, but we're pretty much at full strength now. But yeah, I'm really not confident that the Thanes are going to be able to hold all of these units back. I feel like it needs more Thanes, or even, dare I say it, some melee infantry like Iron Breakers. I like Iron Breakers. Iron Breakers are really good at holding back Chaos because it takes them ages to get through them. I've heard that going up and down is actually better than going side to side against Hell Cannon, so we'll try that. Now, if we had a Skaven weapon team army, that is to say, Plague Claw catapults, loads of Plague Priests, Rattling Guns, Jezzails, Poison Wind Mortars, I think we could win this battle, right? But I'm not confident about this one. We don't have a Runesmith, which is totally fine. I'm actually not a fan of Rune Magic. I've used it a fair bit now, and I actually think it's Rune Magic is nerfed compared to what it used to be. See, what they did was they made Rune Magic look cooler, but they didn't actually make it more powerful. It's actually less powerful because the cooldowns are way longer now, without them being actually any more powerful. Apart from the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. The thing is, the Rune of Wrath and Ruin used to slow units down, so it was really good if you didn't want them to get to your front line, right? And now it does an explosion attack, and that explosion does like 2,000 damage, which isn't that much for a spell that has such a long cooldown. It's like less than a Flock of Doom, which I'm, warming up to a fair bit. So yeah, walking up and down this elevation here seems to work pretty well. We're barely getting hit. Because yeah, I feel like if this was shooting and these guys were in melee with us, we would just get destroyed. We can't deal with the Hell Cannons. And I think that's my biggest problem with this, is the lack of range. Any enemy army that has ranged units, and like if you're going up against 2 full stacks, you're just not going to be able to handle it. Because like the Iron Drakes, they're fairly good at like killing monstrous units fairly quickly. But they're not great at killing mass amounts of infantry. Like, they do it quickly, but not quickly enough because of their low range. Because of their low range, they need to kill super quickly, right? Because if you've got super long range, you don't have to have as much damage because you've got longer before they get to you. But that's not the case here. They have to basically kill enemy units instantly. I'm really feeling like more Thanes here would have been critical, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, we're almost done here. So, generally speaking with the AI, they have 2 modes when going into a field battle. They have defensive mode, which is the easiest way to deal with them, but they only stay in defensive mode for a short time. And then there's aggressive mode. Now, aggressive mode is when they actually sort of turn on the lights. Now, if they're in defensive mode, that usually means that they feel like they have artillery superiority. I find that at the moment, in the current patch, that they tend to go into defensive mode a lot more than they used to. But when they go into aggressive mode, which only requires you to shoot them once, they are better than they used to be. So you can laugh at how stupid they're being right now, but let's see how well our crowd control actually works. I feel like they're just going to push right through the Thanes, which is why I'm starting to feel like Iron Breakers would be better. Because you can't push through an Iron Breaker unit. Alright, that's all that ammo done. You need to start coming back. We barely took any damage from that. In fact, we can check. 600 damage and 400 damage. So about 1,000 damage. Alright. I don't love this position, but I don't love any of the positions over here. Like I said, that one's the best position in terms of like flat terrain. We'll do the most damage from there. But the problem is that the enemy reinforcements will be very quick to reinforce their lines, which would be a problem. Whereas from here, if we can just defeat this first load of forces, their reinforcements will stagger in. Alright, now, another thing is, like, I guess flame cannons are really good against infantry-based armies because they, like, do more area effect damage than organ guns, but I tend to like organ guns better. Alright, so I'm going to really try to make sure our formations are as best they can be. While we do need to be fairly tight. Let me just see what I can do here. Alright. Alright, we've got this whole area covered. Alright, you're gonna be needed for tanking. We have to spread out at fairly even intervals. More over this way, over this way. Yeah, we can get them to activate any moment. All we have to do is drop this down on them, which is very useful for getting them to break their defensive positions. Alright, they're pretty evenly spaced out. Now, here's my prediction. I think that they're going to charge into here, and this will slow them down. We've got Ironborn tankers, but they also have the chilling aura, so that's really good and everything, right? But they're still going to push right through. And once even a couple of them get into melee with Iron Drakes, there's nothing we're going to be able to do, which is why I'm really feeling like this army here has got too much firepower and not enough crowd control. Because I don't feel like these guys here are going to kill anything fast enough. But we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. So that should wake them up. And here they go. Now, them holding the high ground here doesn't really make any difference combat-wise. Because the high ground or the low ground doesn't matter that much. It only matters in terms of line of sight, really. Which, our line of sight's going to be fine. Since these are kind of like mortars, and these guys here kind of lob their shots at an angle as well. And plus, they're not even going to shoot until they reach the top part of this. But the other options are over here, which probably not a good idea, and we've already discussed that one there. You know what I really think this army needs? Gyrocopters. Like if you're going up against Warriors of Chaos, gyrocopters with brimstone guns could have taken out the enemy artillery. And then we could have, like, really gotten rid of a lot of these guys. Okay, that giant's going up ahead. It'd be great if we can get Kolek to come at us as well. So this guy here is only in range of the flame cannons. I wonder if I should stay out here a little bit further. It's a bit of a risk. I don't think it's a good idea because we need the we need these guys here shooting the whole time. Come back. Oh, you get the Grudge Raker. Come on, man, that's crap. What's the difficulty rating? It is on very hard. Alright, well this is gonna get destroyed really quick. With the Trollhammers. I don't even. Oh no, come back, come back, come back, come back. Yeah, come over here. Yeah, that's a good boy. Come over here. Come over here. There's a good boy. And with the chilling aura, yep, drops their speed by a lot. And cool. I mean, if you can get these forces to come at us one at a time, that'd be awesome. But that's just not gonna happen. Not unless you ambush them, which dwarves aren't particularly good at ambushing. Alright, here we go. Not feeling confident about this. I feel like my prediction is that this army is going to get wrecked. We're going to do some damage to them, but I feel like we're going to get wrecked.
It is a reckoning. That'll do. Satisfy the
Alright, ready? Fireball.
Start shooting, lads.
Obviously, it's not great to have engineers do a lot of tanking. It's just I need the crowd control. And this guy's got no damage potential anyway. Oh god, look at this. Right, just let the flame cannons shoot at whatever they want. And same thing with the Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedoes. Just basically let them go on autopilot. If we start telling them what to do, it's going to fuck up the formation. Now we just got to hope it holds them back as best as possible. Cool. Wow, that killed Sigvald quickly there. You're gonna need to kill Kolek. Yeah, you're gonna have to kill Kolek. I gotta mess up the formation there. Get rid of him. Okay, I'm gonna have to tell them what to do. They're aiming at bad targets. And like I predicted, the crowd controlling is not working. Come on, shoot it, shit. None of these abilities here are particularly useful here. No point sending these guys back, because then other people are going to die. This is why we have to stagger our forces with checkerboard. Like, they're holding them back, some of them, but it's just there's too many. Like I said, we just need more crowd control. This guy here. Yeah. Like, we're doing a ton of damage to them. Wow, Archaon's almost beaten. Hang on. That means the Chaos Invasion's over. We don't actually need to win now. We could withdraw. The Chaos Invasion's over. But we're here to test the Doomstack, not deal with his disaster campaign. Doesn't matter if we get friendly fire with the flame cannons because they're so resistant to fire. So friendly fire is not an issue at all. Yeah, get rid of this fucking Shaggoth here.
Move to attack!
Ah, fuck, that dude died. I'm sure he was immortal. Thing is, I needed him for crowd control. It didn't really matter too much about ammunition. We've got plenty of it. What we need here is bloody crowd control.
Strike out! Vengeance!
Could you shoot into this here? Although he's holding out pretty well, it's good to shoot into it, do a lot of damage into it. All right, we got problems here.
Flame cannon!
Okay, more Shaggoths are coming. Get rid of them. It's good that a whole bunch of them are starting to rout now. That is very, very good. It's holding on. I kind of did predict that we would lose, and we're holding on. Bounce Power's not horrible. Like, don't get me wrong, the Thanes are doing a good job. But it's just, I need more of them. That's what I really feel like we need. Thanes are doing a great job at tanking. See, I would have put the engineer further back if we had more Thanes, because I really didn't feel like we needed this many Iron Drakes. We definitely needed more Thanes. Alright, get rid of that Shaggoth. Okay, we're too spread out over here. I mean, too condensed. Move over here. Alright, all 4 enemy lords have been defeated now. Okay, we definitely need to get rid of these Dragon Ogres. This guy here is getting worn out. So yeah, ammunition wasn't a problem. Didn't even really need the engineer. I reckon another Thane actually would have been way more useful than that engineer. Then again, engineers do boost the missile damage and firing speed and everything. Might actually win this. Might actually win. Because now they're staggering their forces together, we can actually kill them as they're coming in. But yeah, when dealing with 2 full stacks right at the start, that's difficult for them. Alright, everybody's facing forward. Doesn't matter if they're not all shooting at every target that's coming in. Some of them still have a lot of ammo. The backline is still pretty good. Just let the artillery shoot at whatever. It's fine. Plenty of ammo. And try to let Grombrindle tank as much as possible, because he's still got plenty of regen left. Yeah. So bring him in a little bit closer. Okay. The worst of this battle is over, I think. We might actually win. I really didn't think we would, because I didn't have much confidence in it, but we might actually win. Still a lot of forces coming, but it's less than 2 full stacks remaining. Yeah, just let them shoot at whatever they want. They've done, you know, good amount of damage. Just let them shoot at whatever they want. Still have to deal with the other hell cannons, but we could just have Grombrindle charge in there because he's stalks. They won't see us coming. And they're not even moving close towards us anyway. Moving a little bit closer. So far, so good, I think. Alright, this guy here has got way more health than this one, so let's try to keep him back. It's good that he gets 5 uses of this now. Get the extra melee defense up in here. Big wave incoming. But nowhere near as big as the first wave. That was going to be the most dangerous, and that's past now. Although we did lose a few units. Alright, there's the army losses. Cool. Then all we have to do is deal with the hell cannons. Which Grombrindle can easily handle by himself. Yeah, so they definitely did a lot of damage, and we weren't even that close to running out of ammo. I definitely think if you want to take this damage, we need more Thanes. And which should actually give us more ammo. I don't think we needed as much firepower, we needed more crowd control. So I think the concept could work, at least against Warriors of Chaos, but you've got to get yourself more frontline, like 5 units. Because, like, engineers, they should not be used as frontline. So what happened to him? It's okay to have an engineer, but he should really be standing behind them, giving them those boosts, which he couldn't do because I needed him as a front line. If we didn't have him as the front line, that flank would have been completely overrun by those Chaos Knights, because we just didn't have enough of them. I'm not going to put these guys out instead of the Grudge Raker dude, who it should not have had a Grudge Raker on. I mean, I know it makes him tankier, but Grudge Rakers are garbage. Oh, there's a lot of them. Yeah, you go up over here. Oh, no, it's okay. They're just... Oh, hang on. Need to hurry, Gromby. I could actually withdraw all of my forces now and it'll be fine, because there's no way in hell Grombrindle will lose. That, yeah, just withdraw them all. Can't take the army loss penalty when you're unbreakable. Just stops the army from taking damage. But won't it be a Pyrrhic victory now? No, once the army losses has sort of been decided. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. It might be a Pyrrhic victory. Who cares? We're not here to get a decisive, heroic, or whatever victory. We're here to test this army out. I'm actually not sure what's going to happen here. All I know is I really didn't want more Iron Drakes to die. It was still a heroic victory. Alright, so 2 of them, at least 2 of them, got wiped out. Damage values are okay. Yeah, I think the concept here could work, but it definitely needs adjusting. I have no problem with the engineer being in the army, of course. Engineers are great, but he shouldn't be used as a tanking force. So I would remove... Okay, only 2 of them got wiped out. What I would do to make this army better is maybe take 4 of the Iron Drakes out and add 4 more Thanes. That would give us enough area to fully cover a corner camp situation and would make it very unlikely that any of them are going to get through. Now, obviously, that's a bit more expensive, but the thing is, if you get 4 more Thanes, the ones that are still there, the Iron Drakes that is, they'll have even more ammunition, so you'll actually have, I think, more ammo overall if you do it that way, and with better crowd control, nobody's going to get to your Iron Drakes, except for flying units or missile units, which that's another thing entirely. So it's definitely got a lot of weaknesses, and no 10 out of 10 Doomstack is ever going to get a 10 out of 10 if it has weaknesses. But there you go, we took out the Warriors of Chaos with that one battle there. I guess that's pretty funny. Okay, so rating this Doomstack. I do think the concept is fine. It's very expensive though, and has a lot of weaknesses. I would say that if you... Yeah, I would add 4 more Thanes, keep the Engineer, that's fine, and take out a few of these Iron Drakes. I think that that would be a better overall army. You'll have more ammunition, and these guys will be better protected. Some of these guys died because I just could not protect them. You could also use Iron Breakers if you don't have enough Thanes, but of course if you've reached the point where you're building this many Iron Drakes, then maybe you can afford to have that many Thanes as well. Then not inexpensive, they're actually cheaper than Iron Drakes, and they tanked brilliantly because they started the battle damage, and one of them actually ended up after the battle with more health than what it started. So Thanes are just amazing at tanking because they've got such high melee defense and really decent hit points, but more importantly they're really small, so it's very hard for lots of entities to hit them. So Thanes are great for that. The Engineers, they're okay, but they don't have as high melee defense, so even if you give them loads of health and regen and everything, they're still going to get chunked down pretty quickly. So I think the concept here is fine, it just needs some adjustments. And even then, even if you do make this absolutely perfect, high missile range factions such as the Empire or Skaven, specifically Skaven, I reckon are going to give you a hard time every single time with this sort of Doomstack. So, would I rate this as a Doomstack? Yes. Yes, I would. It'd be very good in a siege as well. Not that that's really a high priority since just about every army is good in sieges. So, I'd probably give this along the lines of a 7 out of 10 because it's tricky, for sure. It has a lot of weaknesses. It's powerful. It's got a lot of damage potential. But going up against mass amounts of forces, it's something that Doomstacks need to be able to handle, and this really struggled with that. So I'm thinking 7 out of 10. If we had 8 Thanes, then I would probably lead it to be an 8 out of 10 Doomstack, but I can't see this getting close to being a 9 or a 10 out of 10 Doomstack under any circumstance. Unfortunately, the range is too important with Iron Drakes, and even with the extra ammunition, this is not as powerful as it used to be with that old Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedo Doomstack where they had like 145 range and basically deleted dragons with one shot from a huge distance. That was very powerful. These, unfortunately, the enemy just got too close to us, and it makes me nervous every single time we go into battle with it. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know what you think of the sort of the new Trollhammer torpedo Doomstack. I think this guy did a pretty good job building this together. You know, a few suggestions to make it better. Really needed some crowd control. It'll help mitigate the weaknesses, because the firepower is not their problem. They got plenty of it. You need to slow down the course of the battle, which is why you need crowd control. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Let me know what your thoughts are, and appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.